There are lots of similarities between Joe Root and Kane Williamson, captains of their countries, the best batsmen in their teams, a pair of 27-year-olds yet to hit their career peaks. People might question whether, given their ages, they have reached their ceilings as international batsmen, but I don't believe that's true of either of them. They are both very driven, with huge work ethics, and are constantly striving to improve. And I would argue that they could both do so by looking to emulate qualities possessed by the other. Williamson would probably crave Root's consistency. I am not saying that he hasn't been consistent. You don't average in excess of 50 without being so. But Joe just scores runs for fun every time he arrives at the crease. He has not been through a bad patch in Test cricket since England's 2013-14 tour of Australia, and he had a pretty decent Ashes this time. He's been incredible over a long period of time. Joe's average of 53.28 is superior, but what he would crave is something like Kane's conversion rate. Compare Williamson's 1700s from 43 50s to Root's 13 from 50. Joe needs to look across at his opposite number when he is 60 to 70 not out, because he's playing exactly the same way as when he's 20 or 30 not out. He never changes his demeanor or tempo at the crease. You could never parachute into a match and know what score he was on by his tempo. It's exactly the same all the way through. With someone like Joe, because there is always an entertainer in there trying to come out, it is more obvious. Sometimes when he gets to 60, 70, 80, he wants to kick on. He's not just driven by getting that 100. He wants to play that flashy shot, get there a little bit quicker, be like Ben Stokes and thrill the crowd, as opposed to taking the runs that are on offer, in the knowledge that the foot is firmly down on the opposition's throat. I am sure neither sees themselves as the finished article, and they will be driven not only by each other's achievements but by what Virat Kohli and Steve Smith, the other two members of international cricket's Fab Four, are doing in driving their sides to winning games. If I was either one of them right now, I would be taking note of the way Smith played in the Ashes. Those knocks won Australia games. Look at what Kohli does for India. His innings are not only remarkably consistent, they are also match-winning ones, more often than not. 2 centuries Root has scored in his 21 Test innings since January 2017. Despite batting just 10 times since then, Williamson has scored 3 tons for New Zealand. That's what the two of them will want to add to their armories. Joe, in particular, will want to be defined by big hundreds and double hundreds, especially now he's captain and the win-loss ratio goes alongside his name. But in an era where the game has gone towards power hitting and bludgeoning the ball out of the ground, it is nice to have two very fine touch players who don't overhit it, relying instead on their timing and class, the use of their wrists and placement. Also, as people, at a time where the game has been questioned thanks to the antics of certain cricketers on the field of play, it is nice to have two players who are such strong ambassadors for their sport. Two thoroughly nice, decent guys, just trying to play the game they have always loved in the right manner.